Welcome to episode 2 of Friend by Definition. Today, I have the honor of having my son and friend on my podcast.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Excited to be here. Thank you so much. It's an honor. And I'm glad you started this. I think it's dope to have your father start a podcast, even more so to be able to be on it. I'm just happy to be here. Have a good conversation.
Great. So let me introduce my son, Ari. Ari's my second to oldest. He's my Pisces baby. He's got the easiest birthday to remember. Do you mind if I share?
What is it?
3103. Never forget that one.
Why?
It just goes 3103.
Do you know all your kids' birthdays?
Of course. You want me to name them off now?
No.
Okay. So Ari's been on his own journey. He's been on his journey of life. He's been on his journey of his work life. I've been watching you grow as a person, as a businessman, as a photographer. Ari's had some good challenges, be it personally, business-wise. He's become more religious over the years. While becoming religious is not a bad thing, it is a challenge to adjust your life, especially when you're in the industry that you're in, which is photography, lifestyle photography of football players. It's really cut a segment out of your life because you've taken on religion. You have a great story with how you were discovered as a photographer and your journey with Zay Flowers, a football player. If you could talk about how you were discovered, what you went through as a person, the challenges you faced to get to where you are now, I would appreciate that.
I could talk about this for hours, but...
Give me the short of the short story.
Short of the short stories, I guess I started back in when was COVID time?
2020.
So yeah, 2020 was COVID. I remember we were in Surfside at that time. We're in Miami. And I don't know, nobody was really doing much during COVID. Everybody's inside of the house. You couldn't really go out, couldn't really do much. And I always had a passion for football. I loved sports growing up. And all of our dreams was to play in the NFL. A lot of people don't really see this because it looks so shallow from the outside, but most kids that go to yeshiva, they all love football. They all want to play in the NFL. Obviously, it's we all dream about it. You go to recess, you're trying to say, oh, yeah, throw me an OBJ. Oh, Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. But all of us dream about it. And then obviously we get hit with the reality that we're Jewish, we're in yeshiva, we're not going to the NFL.
We're not slam dunking.
But that was always something that I loved. In 2021 or 2020, whenever COVID was around, I was scrolling on Instagram and seeing videos people posted of NFL players, some mixtapes. A mixtape is, if you don't know, a minute video of some music on top of it and a collage of a player. So I would have to go on YouTube and download all the footage, put a song over it, and just post it. And my first video I ever did was of this NFL player on Green Bay, the Packers, because I used to be a Packers fan back in the day. But we don't really talk about that anymore. But yeah, Alan Lazard, first player, receiver on the Packers. I did a video of him. It was a minute long, posted it on my new page I made, and he saw it. So he reposted on his story. He commented on it. He liked it. And for me, being a diehard fan, I was like, wow, if I could do this I was on my laptop. I had to jailbreak it to download software. I got a couple thousand views, which at that time for me was huge. That's my first one. Just motivated me to try. I saw I could actually do something if I really put my time into it. Seeing an NFL player repost as my first video made me think that I could actually do this.
If you could reach one, you could reach more.
A lot of them are verified, and you don't think they're ever going to see it, and you're just posting as a fan, but a lot of the times they do see it, and all it takes is that one time of them noticing it, and they could put you on the map just by them seeing it.
Fast forward, you get discovered. You were doing a lot of work in Miami at high school games, college games, hustling.
Actually, one of the first guys I ever shot was, I don't know if Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State wide receiver. He's a beast.
Go Bucks.
Yeah, he's a dog. But Jeremiah Smith was the first guys I ever shot, and that should just show you 3 years ago I was just doing it to build a portfolio. But then you fast forward to 3 years later, and now I made a connection with the greatest athlete in college football right now, compared to Julio Jones. So back then I was just hustling, grinding, but it really shows that if you keep working towards something, it pays off. And then over time, how did I meet him? I'm trying to think. So I'll bring it back to the top. So I was doing local stuff at Hebrew Academy, and I discovered this Instagram page called 305 Sports. They had a couple thousand followers. It was two guys my age, 23, set of twins. And I remember just DMing them hey, I live in South Florida. I moved there a year ago, 2 years ago, because at that point we had just moved there. And a lot of times when you go to a school like Hebrew Academy, you're not really exposed to the outside world. Like, you only know the kids that go there. You only know the Jewish families there. You don't really know South Florida. You don't know about all the schools outside of that area. And there's so much more to being over there, especially in my industry. When I was there, I wasn't really aware of how great the athletes are that come from South Florida. You have some of the biggest names from over there. So I DM them like, hey, I just want to get started. Point me in the right direction. What school, what area, where's the best players at? Just trying to get work out there.
Just to let people know, Hebrew Academy is a local Jewish day school and high school in South Florida. Prior to living in Miami, we're living in San Diego. When you came to Miami, you enrolled in Hebrew Academy for your last 2 years of high school.
And I had a great time. It was a great school. Like, all the kids over there are super. Obviously, every school you go to, you're going to have the guys you don't get along with, but most of the kids over there are super nice. I felt like that's where I made one of my best friends, Asher Miller, one of my closest friends to this day. Asher used to drive me to school every day. He used to drive a 1991 Toyota to hand me down from his grandmother. Never asked me for gas money, never said, oh yeah, can you pay me something for taking you to school? He used to pick me up every day, take me home. From there, I made one of my closest friends, and to this day, like, he even comes with me sometimes to shoot, like with NFL players.
Nice. So fast forward, you get discovered by Zay.
I mean, there's a lot that happened before that.
Right.
2 years of grinding, going to all these schools, driving to games 45 minutes away, shooting for free, sending footage to the 305 Sports, posting it, tagging me. Back then, media wasn't as big as it is now. Like, now, if you go to a game, you can't even get on the field at a high school game. Like, they won't even let you on without having credentials. Like, back then, you just walk onto the field, you just shoot, and it was a lot easier. And the players all DM'd you after the game. Now it's like a whole different game. If you want to go to a football game, all these players have made names for themselves in high school now. Going onto the field is also benefiting yourself in a way. So they don't want everybody just coming along, because obviously it'd be a mess.
Right. Now there's a lot more value. People see a lot more value in high school players and where they're going.
Exactly. But when I was there, it was anybody could just walk on with their camera and do whatever you want. I was lucky enough. When I started, like, I did a bunch of schools, like, all over South Florida, but the main school I was at was Chaminade Madonna. And they have some serious dogs over there. Like, I told you, Jeremiah Smith, receiver, Ohio State. Kenyatta Jackson, defensive end, Ohio State. Edwin Joseph Jr., DB, FSU. Josiah Trader, wide receiver, University of Miami. Ryan Turner, he's at Boston College, cornerback. They had some other dogs, too, who aren't even playing football now, but even just then, they were just dogs. Like, you knew that was a school. And guys grind out for a while, but to be in the opportunity to meet all these guys and actually get to know them on the field and a little bit off the field, just like, now that I see them, they know who I am. Like, you could be at a school that's much worse, but I was fortunate enough to get to know these people when I first started out.
It's funny, when I grew up in Columbus and I used to go to Ohio State with my parents for Shabbat, fourth quarter, Ohio State would open up the gates for everyone to come through. Anyone who wanted to come in, fourth quarter, you could just walk in. There's no way now you can get to Ohio State fourth quarter.
It's crazy.
With the gates open.
And that's what's so crazy. Like, our whole family is Buckeyes fans. And some of these guys that I meet, like, I'm doing it for myself, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I know I'm doing it, like, for, I think about, like, you, I think about, like, Tawny. It's, oh, yeah, I know my family is, like, a huge, like, we're all Buckeye fans. And, like, being able to have the opportunity to do this and meet these guys. Even last year during the playoffs, Judkins texted me, like, yo, you want to come shoot this playoff game? I think they're playing Texas or the game before that. But I couldn't go because I think it was, like, flying on Shabbos or something. I don't remember why. I don't know, but I didn't end up going. But just to have the opportunity makes me understand how far this is all going.
So that was actually one of my not my concerns, but one of my worries a little bit was, like, a Jewish boy wanting to work in the field of photography with football players. Most of the stuff happens on Shabbat, which is a time when most Jewish people don't work, the day of rest.
Yeah.
And people don't really work. And I'm a little bit superstitious of, will things work out for me if I'm desecrating the Shabbat by working on Shabbat? I may not be the most religious person myself, but I draw the line with working on Shabbat. Like, how many blessings can come from working on the holy day? And at that time also, most photographers were working at games.
When I wasn't religious, I was at the University of Miami every Shabbos. I'm not proud of it. Not that, like, I'm not again. I wasn't negative, but at that point, that wasn't where I was holding. I was at University of Miami every Shabbos, like, on the field. Like, deep down, a part of me felt, okay, what am I doing here? I used to wear my yarmulke, but when I'm at the game, I couldn't wear it. And it was like, not being able to have that made me, like, it didn't sit right with me. I've had a lot of opportunities to shoot on Shabbos, and the quarterback from FSU, Tommy Castellanos, starting quarterback at FSU, he's like, I need you for every game this year. I need you to come. We play Bama week 1. And I'm like, I'd love to be there, but can't do it.
So that was one of the better stories you told me. First of all, I'm a big believer that everything happens not just for a reason, but everything happens exactly as it's meant to happen in someone's life. And you can't necessarily see the dots of how they're connected today. But if you look back in your life, you'll see that everything clicked. Even the tough times are the good times. And everything lines up exactly the way it's meant to be with no regrets. So consider that what you did then put you where you are right now. And now you have a different mindset as well. Without doing what you did, you wouldn't be who and where you are today. And one of the stories you told me was that as you took on religion more seriously, you started going to synagogue in the morning, daily prayers, wearing a kippah. You did get that phone call as you were walking out of synagogue, which gave you an opportunity for a nice job. I think it was someone going to U of M for
Yeah,
scouting.
somebody had a commitment. They wanted to go to U for a
Right.
visit, like a tour visit. They get to go around the campus with the head coaches and everything.
Right. So you come from one place where you're praying to God, you're working on yourself, you're getting closer to God, you're taking on more religious habits. And then you get this phone call as you leave synagogue, come shoot me. And then you have to make that choice, which may be a tough but easy choice of, I can't do it. Because if I'm doing it, then what's the point of what I'm doing now? What's the point of me going to synagogue? What's the point of me getting closer to God if I'm going to take these opportunities as well? The challenge is right in front of your face.
It's super tough. It's right there for you, but you know in the back of your head. You can't preach your beliefs and say that, oh yeah, I want to start getting closer to Hashem and start doing all these things for God. And then when you get this golden opportunity, it's like you just jump at it and you're throwing everything away. Then it just, nothing was real. It's
Right,
just a
what's the
lack of
point?
faith. It's you're not speaking true to who you are.
It's more also like a lack of integrity. And it's funny because a few people, so out of 5 kids, I would say both you and Tani, my eldest son, are probably the most religious. And it shows, people notice it. And you guys weren't always religious. My theory has always been that whatever you're going to do with integrity, don't do anything behind closed doors. Don't do anything that you're shameful of. Just do it with integrity.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it, then don't do it. That story told me a crossroad to a degree of, here's the opportunity coming at me. Here's where I've come from. Here's where I'm at now. I have to say no.
It's actually funny because after that Shabbos, I remember right when Shabbos ended, somebody ended up reaching out for another big photo shoot, like literally right after Shabbos. And it was like, I remember telling Asher, I was like, this is literally the craziest thing ever. Right when I declined this, because right after Shabbos ends, I get one 3 times bigger.
So you can't always see the silver lining in everything. Sometimes in life, things may seem tough at the moment, but when you look back at your life and you see everything that you went through and how everything is going to be okay, everything's going to work out.
And you might not always see it. You're not always going to get that feeling after, oh yeah, since I didn't do this, now I'm going to get this, which is a much bigger, or because I did this, I'm going to get this in reward. But that's not how it always works. A lot of times you don't see why something happened. And bad things do happen. A lot of bad things happen. I had a hard drive of footage with Zay that we did for 5 weeks of shooting. Every morning during his rehab process, we would get up every morning at 4 a.m. I'll drive all the way to his house, like 45 minutes away, get in his car, and then we're driving another 30 minutes to the facility to do rehab. That was a lot of hard work and a lot of miles that I put on the car. And all of a sudden I get home, season's coming up, I'm going to start editing this video for Zay with all these files. The first time he started running, all the process, and rehab is a big process. I had all that on one drive. I got home telling him we're going to start working on this video. We're going to drop it before the season. I remember the hard drive just completely crashed. And thank God, Baruch Hashem, we sent it off to a place and they recovered all the files. And we're just waiting for it to come back just to know that we have everything. All that work is still there. You don't always understand why it happens. But you could learn a lesson from every bad thing. So it's never really that bad. As long as you're learning from it, putting it into your life, okay, bad things will happen, but it's what you do and how you respond to it and what you take from it. There's plenty of bad things that's happened, and not even to say bad, because I don't think anything's bad. They're lessons.
Lessons. So that's what I like to say. Someone taught me this expression in 2022 of the theory of no more bad days. There's only bad things that happen on good days. And I have a crazy story about that. When I went to my first Africa Burn, that's the Burning Man of South Africa, I found in the store a plate that said "No More Bad Days."
Yeah.
And so I bought it for her. I thought it'd be a cute gift because she always told me no more bad days when I was going through my own hell. So I get to the desert and I put down my bags. One bag had all my supplies, and the store bubble wrapped everything for me. And after I put them down, this pickup truck rolls over my bag with supplies. And then when he realizes that he rolled over it, he puts it in drive and goes over it again. I said, that's all my supplies.
Right.
And I didn't want to look at what happened to the pottery that I bought. And I also had to get over it pretty quickly, that I could let it go as quickly as possible and go about my day. And then on Wednesday, I opened up the bubble wrap. I just wanted to see what's left of it. And just the piece that said "No More Bad Days" was left intact. Everything else was smashed. So I come back to Miami, and when I gave the gift to her, it went from a cute gift till I was pretty much in tears when I was like, "No more bad days." Not like I could fully believe in it.
All right.
And there's only bad things that happen on good days, which are not necessarily bad per se. They're more challenges and lessons that we could learn from it. And if you can't learn from it, you're just stuck in that negativity or, oh, shoot, what happened? So I'm a big believer in no more bad days, or like even the bad things are good things. And on top of that, people thank God they manifest something and it comes true. And they're like, oh, God spoke to me. I manifested it. I got this. I got that. Few people speak to God when bad things happen and say, thank you for speaking to me, to shake me up, to wake me up. They're both motivators to move forward and realize that everything happens for a reason, not just the good things. And don't just praise God or thank God, the creator of the universe, however you refer to him. Also, when not good things happen, the universe is speaking to you as well. You should be thankful for that as well.
And I think that's so important to talk about, because even when I was doing like my dream, like people don't understand. Like for me at 22 years old, I did what I dreamed about doing. This is exactly how I envisioned my dream. Everything that I'm doing is what I wanted. Was it perfect? Did it have bumps along the road? Yes, of course. Life's not going to be handed to you with a silver spoon. But for me at 22, I was doing exactly what I prayed to God for. I felt like I was missing that connection. When you're doing your dreams and you get what you prayed for, you can't really forget that. And then it's like you don't really have a meaning to it, and you're just drifting along life, like, but you don't feel that intention in what you're doing, and you don't feel the purpose in it. You're just living it out. So that's really part of where I was coming from. I didn't really feel that at all.
One of the most beautiful things I think about you and Zay, and I've always said this, especially when I talk to my friends about you, is that Zay comes from a place, Zay Flowers, he's a receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. You slept on the floor in his house.
I think we need to back it up. I don't talk about it a lot. I'm like very close. A lot of guys who would be in my position on Instagram, they're more outgoing on Instagram. They want to do videos promoting themselves, and that's where content is nowadays. I'm not that type of guy. People don't really know when they see me what I do. They just see photos on my page. I don't need everybody knowing my business. I'm pretty closed off, and I have a lot of stories to tell, but I keep most of it on my own vault. You're like, yeah, we got to back it up because nobody really knows.
So before you back it up, the one thing I did notice is you and Zay have both had your own struggles, and you and Zay have both made it on your own, and you guys have a certain appreciation for each other. And when you capture his photos, capture him on video, you're capturing his essence. You capture who he is, and it's having a good understanding from someone else. And when I see you guys interact with each other, there's a deeper connection between you guys and your own personal struggles and how you guys have both come thus far. So with that being said, if you want to go back and bring everyone up to date.
When I first met Zay, he'll tell you, the first day that I met him, I remember I met him at the gym. Someone introduced me. I was going to start recording him, but through an agency, not through him. And I remember when I met him, you realize it. I've dealt with a bunch of athletes before, NFL players, college players. A lot of them don't treat you as a genuine friend. They just want what you could deliver to them, and they want their content. They don't really care to get to know you as a person, see through you, besides for the fact that you have a camera and you do cool things with the camera. But when I first met Zay, you felt a connection. Like I was like, wow, this guy's different. Like first of all, he's built different. Like, he's just different. But as a person, you felt like he actually cares, besides for the fact that you do content. And that's like how I carry myself too as a person. I feel like I'm like very genuine with myself. And Zay's the same way. And the way, like, the reason I think he's like that is because the way he was brought up and how he was raised, he was so diverse. He grew up with 14 siblings, and his mother passed away at a young age. His father took care of everybody, and then he had to go to like his grandma's house for a little bit. And then like he went into another family's house in Golden Beach. So he's seeing all sides of the world and all different cultures, like all different races. He's going to youth school, which is like a big private school. He had to figure out his own journey and his path so he could take care of his siblings while they try to get their own path on schedule. But Zay knew he had to sacrifice being with all of his siblings to get his life on track and be able to support them. When you have 14 siblings, it's hard, but a lot of Zay's struggles made him the person he is today. The reason that me and him could connect so well is because I had the same feeling in my own head. Like, I know that everything that I went through and moving so many times and going to so many different schools, I feel like I'm different in that way, where I could connect to everybody. And that's like a thing that I think God gifted him and I, to be able to connect to so many people. Yeah, and him, when Zay speaks to someone, I've seen him at different camps and different events, and like the way that he could connect to someone, no matter who they are as a person, no matter what race, religion, culture, whatever, he smiles and he makes the kids smile. And the family is all, Zay, you're such a nice person. You made my kids' day. And I feel like that's something I was gifted with too. And like you're talking about, you don't always see the good and the bad, but being through the way I was and being in so many different schools, moving 100 times, like parents in different places, being with siblings and being not with siblings, and like meeting all these new people, kind of molded me into who I am today. And that's why when I have a guy like Zay, I understand exactly his story. It totally reflects mine. That's why I feel like we work so well together. He knows where I'm coming from and I know where he's coming from. And just to have that connection is so special nowadays. You don't really get that.
And to my point before, you may not see it at the time, but you can reframe it that whatever you've been through till now has been for now.
Exactly.
And at the time, it may be like, oh my God, I got to move again. I got to go to this school. I got to do that. When you can have the mindset of everything happens exactly as it's meant to happen. Not even everything happens for a reason. Everything happens exactly as it's meant to happen.
It's funny. Like Zay has siblings he doesn't talk to. I'm the same way. I had that before. Zay used to sell like Madden Mobile coins. Like, he used to play Madden Mobile back in the day. It's funny. We all did the same thing.
Pokemon?
Like, I don't know about Pokemon. I don't think he played Pokemon, but just different stuff like that. He's not the type to always want to go out to the clubs. No, we're about to go to the arcade or bowling, or all of us are going to get together, get all the boys and go see a movie together, bring his nephew with us. One time I brought Judah. If you don't know Judah, it's my little brother. For anybody watching, if Judah's watching, but like we brought Judah, we brought his nephew. We all went to see a movie. We got the whole gang together. Everybody that hangs around him, we all went.
Right. So yeah, when
fishing, we always go fishing, stuff like that, which is not the normal for a lot of people in this position. But he relates to me in that sense of the stuff that's meaningful and doing stuff that actually brings joy into your life and the people around you. And he always wants to be with his friends and his family.
He's a wholesome person.
We brought Judah in the car. We're driving, going 70 miles an hour. Judah's freaking out in the back of the car.
It's funny.
Flying around the place. It was hilarious.
Just to finish up with Zay, you go live with Zay. He gives you an opportunity. He basically tells you, come on the ride with me. It's not going to be the prettiest, but come with me. And you took him up on that. He lived in Broward by his house pre-draft. He lived on a mattress on the floor. The house was full of people, so there's no room for you, right?
Yeah.
And you stuck it out with him. I give him a lot of credit for giving you the opportunity, and I give you a lot of credit for taking him up on the opportunity. If you want to speak a little bit to what you endured to make it happen, let's hear it.
Okay, it started off at that time. Zay had an agent. Shout out Eric Dunn. All love for Eric. I used to be shooting the Miami games. I think Miami played FSU. I went to the game, took photos, posted on my Instagram, and I saw he reposted on his story. He followed me. I followed him. Because as an agent, you're always trying to network with photographers, so he followed me. And essentially, I told him, I sent him a DM. I said, I would love to get more involved with you. If you have any athletes who need photos, let me know. And he said, for sure, I got you. A month or two later, he told me that Zay was signing with the agency and he needs some photos, some content. He wanted to bring me by. So I went to Zay's house. I didn't know it was his father's house. He was doing the signing event. And I think at the time Zay had a videographer, but it was a little out of his budget range and it just wasn't working out for him. So when I was there, he was telling me like, yo, like I need somebody, like but like I need someone who's gonna be able to like follow me around and keep up with me because I do a lot during the day, like from workouts to being with family and doing trips. At that time, that's exactly what I was looking for. I wanted to be busy. I wasn't so busy, and I was getting sick of being at mom's house because I hated like having to feel like a kid. I was like 19,
Young adult.
young adult. I hated, oh yeah, Ari, take out the trash or walk the dog. I just didn't want to be home. But I knew I wasn't able to not be home because I wasn't really working. I was working, but not consistently. I was doing games here and there for a few $100, but I wanted something that could just get me out the house and let me start figuring things out on my own. And I never really had that. So when I'm at Zay's house, I was speaking to him, showed him some of my work, and I was like, just let me know. I would love to be able to just have this opportunity. Nobody works harder than me, and I'll show you. And my work speaks for itself. I remember I DM'd him after the signing event at his house. Like, followed me back.
You're sliding
It was
into his
agent.
DMs.
Yeah, I had to DM him. So I DM'd him, and he was like, he sent me back a DM, like, all right, bet, let's do it. I have a screenshot somewhere. And I think it was a few days. I went to the gym with him, like a day after. I think he wanted to actually know me a little bit before saying, oh yeah, just move into my house. So I went to the gym to film his workout, sent him some photos. I think it happened for a few days, and he asked me, like, yo, when are you moving in? He was super transparent. He basically told me that he doesn't have a 5-star. He's not in a crazy mansion. At that point, he had like 30,000 followers coming from Boston College. He told me his siblings are with him in the house. His best friend's there. He said, by all means, if you want, you could come. I have a place to post up right in the living room. We'll put a mattress down. We'll get your whole PC set up over here in the living room. I have a photo of the mattress and the whole PC. The kitchen's right there and the TV's over there. Everybody's in that space throughout day and night.
So is that where you got accustomed to sleeping on the couch? Because the couch you're sitting on now, whenever you come to me, even if there's beds available, a bedroom available, this is your bed right here.
Yeah.
And you refuse to sleep
I remember
in a bed.
one time I slept there for 3 months.
I was like, why doesn't this guy sleep in a bed? I have extra bedrooms. Yeah. He chooses to sleep on the couch. I was like, all right. So maybe that's how you got built for the couch.
I packed up the car, put all my stuff in there, my PC, my camera stuff. Told mom about the opportunity. At first she was a little bit skeptical, but I ended up moving in so long ago. So much has happened in the past 3 years.
So I'm going to speak on that, which is interesting because I remember I caught you once on 96th Street. And I was like, where are you coming from? And you're like, Broward County. I'm like, what are you doing in Broward County? And you're like, I moved there. I'm like, what do you mean you moved there? And you're like, yeah, I moved to Broward County. I had no idea what was going on. And that's okay. I'm not complaining about it. I spoke about this on my last podcast. But once I got separated and started focusing on myself and having more time for self-love, I started to reinvent my relationships with all my children, one of them being you. So that was one of my defining moments of where, like, how do I not know what's going on in my son's life? This doesn't work. Where I have a son, I don't know that he moved out. He's living in Broward County with a football player. I'm not blaming you.
Yeah.
But I do think that over the years, we've had good opportunities to rebuild our relationship between a father and son, a relationship as friends as well. And I'm pretty grateful that at a young age, we're able to recreate something between us where you're able to now actually share with me and tell me what's up with your life. And so I remember that as being one of the defining moments of, like, how do I not know where my son is?
That's funny. I don't remember that.
I remember it clearly.
I don't know if I have bad memory, but I don't remember a lot of things from the past 3 years. I remember some moments that stick out to me, but so much has happened where I'm doing different things every day. And there's so many stories in my head.
I happen to have a really good long-term memory. It's like a blessing and a curse because things come up fresh, even though they happened years ago. I remember details that most people don't remember. So you go to Zay, you live there, you grind it out with him.
Every morning.
You're pretty much on the same path that he's on. Except
I don't have the millions coming in, though.
You don't have the
I don't have
first
the
round
18
draft
million
pick.
here.
Exactly. Your life is pretty much coinciding with him to a degree of, this is our daily struggle. This is a grind. We're going to make it happen no matter what it takes.
Yeah, and then it's every morning. I mean, there were different phases of it. The hardest part was when I first moved in because that was before the draft. Before the draft is a very serious time where you're not really going out. You're not really having fun. You're just locked in. And Zay always has people around him, like his family, his best friends, and he has a lot of different diverse best friend group. We'd be getting up in the morning at 6 a.m., going to workouts, finishing up at 11, and going to Smoothie King, getting milkshakes. So we used to go to McDonald's every morning. I never got anything but a black coffee, but we'd go there in the morning. He'd do his order. And like we went there so often, like every day that we got to know all the workers. Like they knew his order when he pulled up in the morning. And we'd do that every morning, go to workouts, Smoothie King after, and then we'd get home. It'd be like 1 p.m. And then the problem was trying to figure out what to do for the rest of the day because you have all these people with you who are all staying in your house. Your best friends are here, and you're in Florida. So it's like every day would be like some other part, like you do fishing or this or this or this, and that would be like the daily thing. But we also knew that there were different events throughout that pre-draft. So there's pre-draft when you're just locked in. And then in the beginning, a lot of people didn't have him so high up on their board. And as time kept going on, he started showing everybody, like, you guys are sleeping on me. Like, I'm the best receiver in this draft, which I stand on that. But I know you're not the biggest football fan. It's a different being with someone like that and seeing what it takes and what he's really capable of. He averages the most separation in the league in man coverage. That's a guy who could easily go for 1,600 yards every season. Get the ball and get open whenever he wants to. There's no stopping someone like that.
I'm a big believer in it. I only watch NFL when I watch him. I've been watching him since he's a rookie and watching him get more catches and make bigger plays. I remember one time we went to the Baltimore game, myself, Judah, Naomi. I remember just watching him, how he got open every single play.
The thing, NFL is built off politics. Like there's a reason why he's not getting the ball, and it's not Lamar, it's not him. There's a system to it, and that's just how it works. All he's doing is just staying ready and knowing that when the time comes and the ball's coming my way, I'm going to be ready for that, and that's all you can really do in this position. True. And to say, oh yeah, he's not this. First of all, he's going into year 3. In an offense that doesn't really like benefit the receivers. Not in that type of way. Like, he already went Pro Bowl after year 2. He's the first receiver to go Pro Bowl in the Ravens, which should show you that he's in a system that it doesn't really benefit the receivers. He's still in the NFL on the Ravens wide receiver.
That's no small
And that's
feat.
the most important thing. He's doing exactly what he accomplished what nobody, like 0% of the world could do. You're in the NFL and he's doing it at the highest level, which is already the biggest thing ever. The story's already incredible. To do what he's doing, top 5, top 10, top 20, top 15, top 100, that doesn't make a difference to himself. And what he did for his family, what he's doing for his family, that's really what matters to him. And then on the field, what he's doing to these DBs is every week kills him.
Year 3 will be explosive, mark my word. You grind it out with Zay. He goes to the NFL. You live by his house for 2 years, right? 2 years? 2 seasons?
Yeah. Yeah.
2 seasons, and then you decide, I'm coming back to Miami to live full-time. From what I understand, there's more of a social life for you in Miami. There's more of a Jewish life for you in Miami. And you were pretty much getting off-field pictures of him.
Yeah, it was more, first off, family was a big thing. Like, I missed being near everybody. I was off the grid for like a year and a half. I wasn't really speaking to you, but also Judah, Naomi, Gabriel, Tani, Mom. Here and there we'll speak, but it's hard when you're so busy and caught up in your own life. These things slip away. But it was also just more of, you're getting older, you want to start focusing on your own career, and eventually you want to get married. I'm 22 now. And I just reached a point where I was like, of course I made this and I could be here and I'm happy here, but it's not good to be happy. You want to always push yourself to do more and figure out the next step. So I decided to come back to Miami.
I remember when you came back to Miami, because now you're somewhat detached from Zay and the Ravens, and that opportunity is not there anymore.
I wouldn't say detached. It's just like everybody has their own stuff going on, and I know that I have to figure my own life out. Nobody's going to take care of me besides me.
Right. So when I say detached, I mean to say that opportunity of being in Baltimore, living with Zay, is no longer there. And then I got to figure this out now in Miami. And I remember telling you, if you want business, you want to develop your photography work, come to Synagogue, come to Shul, just hang out over there. Fast forward, you're in Miami, and you start going on different avenues with your photography business while still maintaining your relationship with Zay and other players, still getting opportunities. You've gone on other avenues. As we spoke, photography, there's thousands of avenues you can go on.
Look, me and Zay accomplished everything we wanted to do. We have 40 terabytes of footage. It's a lot of storage. We got the whole pre-draft. We got year one off the field stuff. Year two, like I have him getting the draft call, draft meetings with different teams, and this is all recorded. And he knows, and I know. I could give him a call at any moment. I could go to his house at any moment, and he knows it's the same way with me. If he ever needs anything, I'm always one call away. I don't feel like there's any love lost or disconnect.
Not at all.
The only disconnect is just the fact that he knows I have to figure my own life out. Same way, like he had to do all that for himself and go on his journey to find that, and he had to take time away from his family and people around him. I have to do the same thing for myself because nobody's going to look out for me besides me.
True. So you come back to Miami and you've gone down some different avenues of photography while at the same time still maintaining your relationships with NFL players. You just posted some pictures of OBJ, Zay. Who's the other guy?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. The NFL picks up your pictures. They repost it. When they repost your pictures, I'm following the like count. I think you're up to 53,000 likes already.
Yeah. I'm the best at what I do. And if you don't think that for yourself, no matter what you do in this world, no matter what job you have, what profession you're in, if you don't think you're the best, then you're just lacking your own self-confidence. You should always go into something thinking you're the best, and that's how you get better at what you do. You got to have that mentality. But stepping away from Baltimore, deep down, I'm like, is this what I should do? Is this good for me? People die to be in this position. Deep down, I'm seeing like Zay going crazy at the games. Zay's balling. Like I could be there. Like I could be watching him play. I could be up there with him after the game. Part of me was missing that. I'm over here sitting in Miami watching the games, just happy for him, seeing him going crazy because I know what he's capable of. Seeing him ball out and me being here, there was a part of me saying I should be up there with him because that's my boy. I want to be there.
But then you have those other feelings. I want to be with my family. So it's never a win-win. But I feel like you being in Miami is somewhat of a win-win because you get the best of both worlds. And it's interesting because someone told me before I started this podcast that no one's going to believe in you as much as you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And starting this podcast, I've procrastinated a little bit. I procrastinated to get my first episode, my second episode going, and I'm just like, I just got to do it. If I don't believe in myself, who's going to be the biggest cheerleader of me other than myself? So even today, we're just like, we decided this morning to do a podcast, like what, 7 in the morning?
Yeah, you just got to do it. And that's
7 in the morning, you called me up. You're like, let's do the podcast. I'm like, okay, let's do it. We got on here, no game plan.
And we're doing it. Yeah, we're just doing it. That's the biggest thing, just doing it. Everybody could talk about it. You have an idea. I want to start this business. I want to start doing this. But the people that are actually killing it are the people that are just doing it regardless of what people are going to think about them. Doubting yourself is the biggest killer of dreams. When you think about, oh yeah, if I do this, people are going to think I'm cringy, I'm weird. Trust me, I've seen people that are very weird and they're very successful. I pride myself on being weird. I think being weird is unique. And people that try to be perfect and live in this perfect world, oh yeah, like this and this, you're holding yourself back from what you could really be. And it hurts me to see people who live like that. Like you have to drop that feeling of like, people are going to think about me in this type of way. And if you think about like each person in this world, like, it really doesn't matter. When you zoom out, that Earth zoom effect you've been seeing on Instagram, zoom out. Look how big the world is. Look how many people are here and everybody's doing their own thing. You shouldn't hold yourself back because of what someone's going to say about, oh yeah, doing this. Oh yeah, it's so cringy. You saw his video he posted. You saw what he's saying. Oh yeah, he's doing his podcast. People are probably going to say, oh yeah, it's so strange. Doing a podcast with your son. But at the end of the day, who the heck cares? I'm not doing this for you. I'm not doing this for this guy. I'm not doing this for my best friend. I'm doing this for myself. And if it makes me happy, that's all that really matters because I'm doing what I want to do.
You got one life to live it well. You have one relationship that's going to be with you for the rest of your life, and that's yourself. So be in a good relationship with yourself as well and do what you love. And you get the best of both worlds. You're in a position where most 22-year-olds don't get to love what they do. I remember when I was 22, I had no idea what I was doing. I don't think most 22-year-olds know what they're doing or where they're headed. Or they're definitely not doing what they love and can honestly say, I'm actually doing what I love. So
well, that's the hard thing, trying to balance out your love for something in work. Like, if you love something so much, I would do this for free. Like, I love it. Like, I'll record an NFL player all day for free. But trying to balance out work and loving it becomes tricky because you love it and you want to do it. Like, that's I did what I wanted to do. But also getting burnt out comes to play a part of it. And over just doing too much, you start burning yourself out. But you love it. Like, you want to do it. It's very easy in my profession, especially in my industry. A lot of people get burnt out. Anybody could buy a camera. It's becoming a thing where if you have money, you could go buy a $6,000 camera. Learning how to use a camera is not the hardest thing. You just press a button, you learn after a month and you start shooting. You learn pretty quick.
Let me interrupt for a second. Two things. Number one, just to let people know that with a photography, you do need an eye.
Yeah.
You do have to understand photography. You have to understand how the camera works and how you can manipulate a subject with your camera or work the subject best with your camera. It is a tool and a trade craft. And just to let people know, you didn't go to school for photography. You have never taken a course in photography. You've been self-taught along the way through photography, through editing software. You've done many reels for Zay, which look amazing. Everything you've done on your own without anyone teaching you. And you've really tapped into the resources that you have at your fingertips. You have the will, you have the eye. And with those two together, you've just been learning everything on your own. And that's a huge accomplishment as well. It is easy to buy a camera. It is easy to take a picture, but you have to be a master at your craft as well, both on the front and back end.
Part of me also feels like nobody from my area growing up in Crown Heights, a lot of my friends all love football. They're all like, they love the NFL. And being able to do what I do, I don't know anybody from there who's had that experience.
Nobody.
A part of me was always lacking when I was doing this because I didn't feel like I was really connected in my roots. You can go back to Crown Heights and see all your friends in your community, but a part of me wasn't really connecting with everybody because I was lacking in my faith and belief, which a lot of my friends had. Once I got more grounded, I started feeling more of a connection. Now when I go back, I'm proud of what I do, how far I've come, being able to shoot this documentary with Zay. It's a much better feeling when I go back over there. And
you're like a mini celebrity for Crown Heights.
I don't pride myself on followers. I don't care about followers. I don't care about content. I did what made me happy. I'm still doing what makes me happy. I love what I do. And at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. The followers and all that. We live on Instagram. So for me, followers doesn't do it. It's really how you, like, being genuine and connecting. And I pride myself on that, being able to connect. Everybody I know, like my best friends, they all know that I'm very genuine with who I am. And I don't hold back from what I say. I don't want to be the guy who has all these followers because I feel like if I wanted to, I could. I could start utilizing this 40 terabytes of content every day and start posting it. And I know people in the comments or whoever's watching this might be like, well, you're a clown. You need to start using, living in the social media world. You start using that to your advantage. But I don't care for that. I'm just happy with where I am and where I'm holding. It's between me and God. He knows where I'm holding, and that's what matters to me. I don't do this for anybody else. I don't do this to gain followers. If I wanted to, I'd be posting every day, have a whole thing. I could definitely utilize that. I could post all this content. But for me, it's just, I like where I'm at, and I'm happy with where I'm holding, and that's what's important to me. And I don't want to be known when I go back to places like, oh yeah, this is a guy like the Zay Flowers guy. There's a lot more to me than just holding up a camera.
So every time I connect you with someone who's looking for a photographer, and most recent, you did a photo shoot, and I told the person who hired you, I said, you're going to love working with Ari. He's got a vibe. In addition to photography, she's going to love to work with you, which she did. She actually shared with me that after the photo, she sent her a beautiful message. It was a beautiful message. You told her something along the lines that you didn't feel like you were working. You felt comfortable and like you were having fun. She told me the same thing from her perspective. It was great to work with you. You come with a vibe, you come with a personality, you come with humbleness, you come with gratefulness, and you don't just come, I'm here to take pictures. So that's a great characteristic to have. People enjoy you deeper than just taking a nice photo. Because like you said, a lot of people could take a nice photo. But you come with your own personality, which people really enjoy. You have a lot of friends. People like being around you. And I think that's super important as well because people like to work with people they like to work with. And when it comes to choosing who can I work with, you want people to want to work with you.
When I go to all these events and I meet these people, I don't like going with people and trying to be that person. Oh yeah, I'd love to work with you in the future. Like, I'm a huge fan of you.
I'm a firm believer that when you have to take a leak, go right away because it's nearly impossible to have a conversation and be present when in the back of your mind. You told me to hold it. I was like, I can't talk when I have to go to the bathroom. That's my policy. Get it out right away. So we're back. And as we're discussing, when you go to photo shoots, you are who you are. You don't infringe on people. You don't try to falsely better a connection that's not there. You organically grow connections because of who you are. You're an authentic person. You're genuine. And I think that your relationships that you build with people are just genuine connections, and people see through you right away who you are. And I just remember when you were younger, the amount of kindness that you exuberated to other people was noticeable. Whether it's giving a beggar money, whether it's being compassionate towards people, compassionate towards animals, you've always had that in you to be a genuine person. It's not just taking a picture of someone. It's someone enjoying you authentically, someone enjoying working with you as a person. And I believe that you attract, I hate to call it business because at the end of the day, you're here to make some money, but also doing what you love. Yeah. But you're attracting people by just being who you are.
Yeah, it's actually interesting you say that. I don't try to sell my work. I don't try to go up to anybody. And I don't do this to make money. I hate that. I hate the fact that we live in a world that's so based off of like how much money you make, and that's just the reality we live in. You have to be able to provide and make money for yourself, but doing what you love and trying to balance that with the business side of it becomes hard, especially like this industry. The way it works is that everybody's competing with each other's prices and trying to sell someone why I should hire them or book them. And I just want to work with the people that want to pour into me, and I want to pour into them, and I want to build something organic and unique and really connect. And I actually wrote a list today of like all these guys that I've worked with.
I know you filmed Zay. I know you filmed OBJ. Jeremiah Smith. Jamar Chase. Lamar Jackson.
Jamar Chase was recent. He's huge. He's a dog.
Tell me, who else have you filmed?
I have a list somewhere on my phone.
Pull it out. Even though I told you no phone on the podcast, here's an exception. Go for it.
I have a list, but not all these guys was I really working for. I haven't really shot for all these guys individually or at events, or they ended up on my camera. This is a list of guys that I've shot since I was 19 years old. I've been shooting for 3-4 years now. So I'll just take it from the top. Zay Flowers, Tyreek Hill, OBJ, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson, Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, Tagovailoa, Jalen Waddle, Chad Ochocinco, Josh Gordon, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Tyrod Taylor, DeAndre Swift, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Calvin Ridley, Devin Singletary, James Cook, Elijah Moore, Cortland Sutton, Alan Lazard, Rashad Bateman, Eddie Jackson, Derwin James, Chase Young, Malik Willis, Tyler Huntley, Teddy Bridgewater, KJ Osborne, Christian Watson, JSN, Jordan Addison, Jahan Dotson, Rasheed Rice, Chosen Anderson, Tyquan Thornton, Tyreek Stevenson, Cam Kitchens, Isaiah Likely, Demario Douglas, Malik Cunningham, Xavier Restrepo, Jacoby George, Mike Harley, Sean Ryan, Travis Hunter.
Great job. I'm very proud of his father.
None of these guys, I don't try to sell them. I'm me. And being me got me into so many rooms without having to try to do too much or try to force my way in or push someone to bring me here. I want to meet this guy. Please do this for me. Who I was got me into these places. I was at the NFL draft.
You were at the Combine.
I'm at the Combine. I'm at the Shrine Bowl.
Did you do Pro Bowl as well?
Pro Bowl. I was at the Pro Bowl with James Cook, like under his name. I had a VIP guest, like James Cook Hotel. I did Dalvin the other year, his brother Dalvin. Also super good people. That's like family basically, but just being me. And like I said, I'm not the most outgoing. I'm not a social butterfly. I don't really feel like I have to make my presence felt in the room, but just by being me.
It's because you're a Pisces.
Whatever, it could be that, but just by being me and doing me, it got me into a lot of these rooms. And like I said, nobody knows half of my story. The fact is that I've been doing me, and that's been bringing me into these places, and all I can do is thank God for that.
All you can do is be grateful, because as fast as it comes, as fast as it can go as well.
Exactly.
It's interesting you talk about money. A lot of people ask me why I go to Burning Man, Africa Burn, Love Burn. I do all these burns. One of the most beautiful things about a burn is that it's a decommodified zone. Money doesn't exist. There's nothing to buy over there other than ice. Money's just not an object anymore. And when you take money out of society and there's no more value, I'm greater than you, I'm VIP, I have this, I have that, you just start connecting on that human level. There's so much from society that interferes with connections, with relationships. When you get past that, especially living in a place like Miami where everything's money and flash.
Everybody's going out.
Everyone's trying to outdo everyone else. It's not real life. You should see what I look like in real life.
People try to put on this persona. It's just not real. People get so caught up in trying to live this life they're not living and making it seem like they're someone they're not. And at the end of the day, when you put your phone away, you know who you are. People get so caught up in trying to keep up with other people, like seeing, oh yeah, they're out there on vacation, like they're doing this, or at this place, oh, I wish I could be there. But you don't really see how hard you work to get there, or if it's even real. Like a lot of stuff is not even real. And it's someone living or showing something that, oh yeah, I'm on a boat in Miami. You didn't pay for the boat. The girls there are not with you. You're just there as a friend, but people might see it and be like, oh wow, I wish I could be him. I want to be there. He's with this NBA player. But everybody's looking at the next person. If you have that mentality of trying to keep up with the next person, you're never going to be happy.
So there's two things that I love a lot. One of them is JOMO, which is a joy of missing out instead of FOMO. And when you can be happy with wherever you are, then you're in a good place. You don't need to be somewhere else to be happy, because then you'll never be happy, because you always need to be somewhere else. And you can never keep up with everybody, because you can only be in one place at one time. And the second thing is that comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
And once you start comparing yourself to others, that joy is gone. And too often, especially like you said with Instagram and social media, people driving a nicer car, a nicer this, a nicer that. Once you get into the comparison mode, it's like I said, the thief of joy. And I realize that big time.
It's funny you say that. People that are really genuine and real guys who are stand-up people. For example, someone like Zay, like, guy got his paycheck, and first thing he did was buy his father a car. And he's not like posting him in his car. You're not seeing him do that, but you're seeing everybody around him posting about it. When you get people around you to start talking about you and commenting about you, either if it's good or bad, that's how you know you're doing something, hopefully, obviously good. Other guys are flexing their car they just bought. They got their NFL check or whatever. Zay could be flexing a lot of stuff that he has and a lot of stuff that he's done.
Right.
People
No, totally.
around him.
He's humble. I saw right away. He's humble. He's genuine. That's why I think you guys connect so well, because of those attributes that you both share. It's a genuine relationship, and you can't ask for more than that.
Yeah.
In any relationship.
People don't understand. When you have, like, I'm one of 5, but when you have 14 siblings, also you're in the NFL, you don't get tickets for your family for free. Like, you're not just bringing your family to each game. You got to pay for it. I think you get 2 tickets free or something. The rest of them he's paying for week in, week out to come to the games. This is not to say, oh yeah, they should be buying their own tickets, but just the type of guy that Zay is. He knows he's blessed. He has God-given talent. A lot of his siblings also have that same talent, but couldn't take it there because they didn't have the right tools. Zay was given the right tools. He met the right people along the way. A lot of people don't get the opportunity, and a lot of them are in these bad places and don't make it out of there. Zay was fortunate to actually have the opportunity to be with people. He saw the other side of things, like, wow, these guys are rich. Why can't I get rich? And just learned and absorbed from around him. And that's what made him so special. Now he understands both sides of the world. When he was younger, he moved out, and his family took him in on Golden Beach. So he's seeing all that money and thinking, how do I get rich like this? And when you come from where he comes from, you could get rich, but how do you keep the money and how do you stay rich? And that's exactly what he's doing. He can be flexing his chains, his jewelry, his cars, and what he does for people around him, but he doesn't. And that's what I think is so important, especially today. It's hard to have that nowadays when you have all that.
Of course, no, society's put a lot of stress on people to have, like Barry was saying on my last podcast, people are chasing to fill their plate with something, and they're chasing to get, then they get the next thing, but that's not good enough, so they chase for something else. They're not grateful for what they have. They're always trying to add more, which is actually less, because when you're not satisfied with what you have, there's nothing that will satisfy you. If you can't be happy with what you have, you'll never be happy, because you're always chasing after something.
Right. And that's why I feel it makes me different at 22. I'm happy with everything I did. Like, when Zay's like at the NFL field throwing with like Lamar and these other guys, and I can't make it, I'm not like, it's not the end of the world for me. I feel like I'm already happy. If I could go and be with him, of course I'll go. Right. But if I miss a workout, I'm not like, oh, I just missed a workout with these NFL. I'm happy. I'm content with what I did, where I've come from, what I'm doing now. And it's actually funny because when I was in high school, I wasn't going out to all these clubs. Most of the people in my class were going out to these clubs with their fake IDs, partying and stuff. I wasn't going to any of these clubs. I didn't have money to go to a club, but all my friends were going. Once I got out of high school and graduated and started moving, started going out in all these places, I'm like, wow, I never experienced this before. I did a lot of fun trips.
Colombia.
LA, Colombia. I mean, we went a lot of places, but once that whole...
Vegas also, right?
Yeah, but once that whole draft process ended, that's when we started having fun. But even then, once you do it so much, you just feel like, okay, how many times could you do this? Is this really all it is? Just going out, paying for a few bottles and having a good time. And there's something nice about that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. You're with your family, your friends. There's something nice about being together, having music. But for me, eventually, I got sick of it. Also, he did, and a lot of people around him. I just feel like for me, like, my friend group personally, we don't feel like we have to go out to a club to have a good time. They always say your friend group reflects who you are. And I have those friends. And then I also have my whole other side of friends, like Schnare, Asher, Zevi, Benji. And I have 4 solid friends, and I feel like that's very important. I have a bunch of acquaintances, friends who I could call, but a real friend is someone who's really going to a friend.
One of my definitions is a friend is someone who you see their flaws and you see their good side. You accept them exactly as they are and exactly as they're not. It's a big deal to have close friends. And as you get older and you go through different events in your life, friends drop off, the friends who weren't there for you, and you still have that core group of friends that are always there for you no matter what. There's a distinction of these friends, and call it like layer 2 of friends, those who are not reliable.
Each friend plays a different role in my life. Even when I was with Zay in Baltimore, like, for example, one of my best friends, Schnare, he helped me drive up there with the dogs. We took Zay's dogs. We did a road trip together. He stayed at the house for a little bit. Asher Miller came to the house in Baltimore. He put the filling on me. Zay's agent was there. He put the filling on his
Explain
agent.
that.
So he texted me, said, hey, I'm on the way to, I forgot where he was going. I think Pennsylvania. Like, I wasn't always religious. Like, I grew up in Crown Heights. I was religious. And when we moved there. People don't really know how, like, it's too much to talk about.
No.
Asher Miller came up to Baltimore, and he did Mifsaim on me and Zay's agent.
One of time is that the act of doing a good deed with another Jew and actually approaching them saying, would you like to do this? Would you like to say a prayer? Would you like to light candles to a Jewish woman? Would you like to do a good deed? And bringing it to them. And is that right?
Yeah, I would say that's right. Like, approaching them in a friendly way, not feeling like you have to do it, but making you want to do it.
Right. And then it's like a mutual benefit that someone did a good deed because of me. It's a win-win where someone would do something good. And if I didn't approach them, I wouldn't have impressed upon him to do something good. And where that goodness leads, you'll never know, because that act of kindness, that act of goodness can have a ripple effect. You'll go on to the next person and it just keeps on
Going. Exactly. It's crazy. But Asher, like, each one of my best friends have their own story, and I can speak about them forever. But Asher specifically, I'll talk about Asher because he is one of the most, we could speak about him.
Okay.
So he comes up to Baltimore and he puts filling on me and Zay's agent. I got him a huge signed poster from Zay, met him and everything. Later that year, when I moved back to Miami, we had the JCC League. We had a football team, and this is the off season. And Zay used to come to our games at the JCC. And we had a lot of issues on the field. Didn't win a game all year. We had a little issue.
You didn't even get close to winning again.
We got close 1 week.
Close? One
Yeah,
week.
I'm not going to get too much into it. There's a lot of politics around our team. Zay wanted to suit up. He wanted his brother to play.
That's funny.
The guys bought into the team, so I wasn't going to make someone sit out. We didn't win a game, but they showed up to watch us. And so one of my best friends, Asher, is on the team. The same one that came up to do Mifsaim. But so one of Zay's best friends also played in the league. We played him that week. Jonathan, we're playing versus team. And I remember one play, Jonathan caught a pick on our quarterback. He's running. He's about to go to the touchdown. Like, he's running. All of a sudden, you see Asher Miller running down. He grabs his flag. He comes from all the way behind him, like 10 feet back. He catches up to him, pulls his flag before he gets into the end zone. And Zay completely lost it. He was shocked when he saw Asher do that. He started calling him Speedy from then. He got the nickname Speed. Asher is very fast. He would surprise you. I have footage from him making. Asher's a beast.
That's hilarious.
So he ended up pulling his flag, and Zay was shocked. After the game, I remember we were leaving. Zay was just like, I'm watching us play at the JCC. And from then, he always asked about Asher, how he's doing. We're trying to get him to come work with us, but he's too busy.
So now you're in Miami. What's your focus now in Miami? I know you've gotten involved in other projects and other avenues. Talk to me a little bit about what you're doing today.
I'm just getting my feet wet, trying different things. There's a billion stuff you could do in my industry. But right now, I'm just focused on wedding stuff. I want to start doing weddings.
You just did your first wedding. You put together a crew of people. I was very impressed with you, very proud of you. You put a crew together and you shot your first wedding, which is a big deal. So how was that for you to accomplish that as coming out of nowhere? Normally you do still photography.
Yeah.
Now you got into videography. You got a nice camera.
Yeah.
You got the tools for the time being. And you took a big project, which you may have thought was bigger than yourself, that you accomplished.
Shooting a wedding is way different than anything I've ever done. It's 10 hours. You have to make sure you're well equipped. Batteries charged up, SD card, you have enough storage. It's 10 hours. You're nonstop shooting. You're shooting in all different lighting environments, and You have to make sure you get each shot. It's very timely. Like, you're not getting them for that long for each place. Like, the movement is so quick, so sporadic. Like, I sent up the guy with the drone, and as soon as he landed it, they came out right when he landed it. So he had to shoot it back up. It was a mess. I just learned you have to be there already for that, be more prepared. That was my first one, so I was just understanding how it went.
A photo shoot, you could just tell people where to
And it's
stand.
not when they're walking into the chuppah, you have to like run to your camera, make sure you have the shot set up. People get in front of your camera, you have to move. It's all very timely stuff, but you're shooting one of the most important parts of someone's life, and they're trusting you with it. Getting your first one without having any type of footage like that, and just trusting you about the fact that I've seen your work before and anything you do is good, that goes a long way.
True. So that was a big moment, and you should have more opportunities to do more weddings. I know you've done some bar and bat mitzvahs, and I know it's not your lifestyle thing, but clearly you're capable of doing it. And the end product for the user is the most gratification, that you're making someone's life happy and remembering those moments and capturing that footage properly, that they have something to look back onto. And wow, you really captured our moment. You really captured our big day, my daughter's big day, my son's big day. And that's got to give you a certain level of gratification as well, giving that final product to somebody.
And it's also cool because I'm doing like both sides of the world. A part of me is so involved in sports, and also I'm at a wedding. It's cool because eventually I'll be able to tap into these NFL players that are getting married. Like, I can start doing those weddings too. I'm open to everything. And
Right.
there's going to be a time where that will happen.
Sky's the limit. Photography has so many different avenues you can go on. That's really endless. And once you find your niche, you'll just accelerate at that. So, yeah, that's why I felt that coming back to Miami, you really have a lot of opportunities over here. Tremendous amount of opportunities. This lifestyle stuff, weddings, bar, bat mitzvahs, celebrations, parties.
Also, the off season, 6 months out of the year. So regardless of being there or not, half the year he's here.
Exactly. So you get to see him on your turf.
Also, people want space. People need space. Eventually, I want to start focusing on myself. I felt like it was good to just let him focus on himself. He had a lot going on. I know having people around is always a good thing. But sometimes you just want to be totally alone. Let me figure it out on my own. And then once I figure my own self out, then we could always just rock out. Could always do whatever I want because I have things set up already. But
just getting back to where you were, sliding back into it. I want to finish off the podcast with a question, father to son. I encourage all parents to ask this question to their children. Check in with your children. And the question is, how am I doing as a father? And the second part is, what could I be doing differently that I'm not doing?
It's going to put me on the spot.
Absolutely.
How are you doing as a father? You're doing a good job. I know where you come from, how much you went through and your struggles. For me to see where you are now, I couldn't imagine being on a podcast with you when I was 13 years old, 14. And there were a lot of times when we were disconnected. And to be able to have this, I think now is so special. I think that you acknowledge it. And even if I don't always say it, I think it's very important that it's not a conversation that everybody could have with their father.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm going to let you answer the second part of the question. But I was thinking about like how many teenagers or young adults want to hang out with their father, want to do a podcast with their father. Not many.
And it's
There's not many.
It's special that we could do something like this. And I'm not sure how many people are going to listen to this, but just the fact that there's something to talk about and record shows there's something, because not everybody could just get on a podcast with their father and talk for, an hour and a half. Not everybody could do this, and the fact that we have something to talk about shows how special it is.
And just to let everyone know, we didn't pregame with any plans. We just got on the mic and we just started talking. We're just free balling right now.
Free balling. I don't know. I think you're doing a good job. I mean, it's a thing. It's hard.
What more could I be doing as a father that I'm not doing?
What more could you be doing?
If the answer is you don't know, I'll accept that as well.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something really bad I could say.
Every child has needs. Everyone has needs. And
I mean,
sometimes
I'm 22. Like, I'm already at my own. And there's nothing really I could say that I need more from you, besides for how you're being present and just doing that.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. I think this was a great recording. Great podcast. I'm happy you were here. I wanted to push it off an hour. I'm like, give me some time. Give me some time. You're like, Dad, let's just do it. Let's just do it. I'm like, okay, we did it. So thank you for being here, for your time, your openness, your humbleness, your genuineness. And truly, thank you for being on this podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.